Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to quickly and efficiently replace axles on 12-speed shifters. I'm going to use a specific tool that I bought off AliExpress. I'm going to put links in the description. You can buy a tool and also spare axles if required. That method is a lot simpler and easier to what I've shown before. You can check my other videos. I'm going to show you how to take shifter apart and also how to put it together. I hope you enjoy the content. If you have any questions, please comment below. Today we're replacing axles on Di2 shifters. Welcome to the Di2GP YouTube channel. Welcome. In today's video I'm going to show you how to quickly replace that pivot axle or pin, and this may be useful if you need to replace body, shifter blade or electronics. I'm using a dummy shifter for the purpose of this video. Obviously you're gonna have all electronics, but first thing first, you need to undo two screws that holding that assembly. For Ultegra Endurance you got another two here to remove the plug with Di2 cables. 105 doesn't have it, so assume that's been removed. That's gonna expose your shifter. First thing first, you need to do, using 2mm hex, make sure you're going to reach adjust and take it all the way back. So that's going to release tension on these springs and gonna make removal of that pin a lot easier. The next thing I would do, I use just a silicone spray. You can use WD-40 or anything else. Just spray just a little bit. Obviously that's going to provide some lubrication for the plastic, because that axle, it looks from the outside exactly the same for both 105 Ultegra and Durace, but 105 and Ultegra, they're using a steel axle with a little hole, whereas Durace uses a titanium solid axle, as you can see here. And obviously the weight difference is slightly different, but I'm going to get to that stage later. So that axle goes through that pin. Let me put it this way, as you can see, and it's held in place with those springs that are within the plastic washers. So when you're going to put that inside, that slides in, and because obviously you got the tension pulling that away, when you're trying to assemble in a normal way or push it back in, that comes at angle, and this is where we got biggest issues with that. However, I found on AliExpress a quite amazing tool. So that's the set. Here's comes packaging risk. So whatever you do it on your own risk, pun intended. You have an axle installation tool with a nice and pointy bit, which is going to allow you to feed that through assembly. And then you got a pinch bolt, which is fixed in with Allen key, which is supplied like that. And then the most amazing part of that is that has a thread, so that screws in, making that one solid piece. So if I'm lucky, I will be able to push that with my hand and literally within seconds, instead of playing with that for minutes or even sometimes maybe not hours, but obviously you can ask people who tried it before. It takes a lot of time and effort to put that in. So sadly, this assembly is pretty much a bit of a brute force. So what you obviously flip it around. First thing you do, just to release the tension, so that lever is as close as possible to the bars. Spray some lubricant, then rest it on the, I don't care about that because obviously that's been damaged. I still use my tool, so literally that's just an old drill bit with a bit of an edge, so that keeps that in the middle. But you are welcome to use just the standard hole punches. Obviously the problem with that is you need to keep them in line, whereas with this one I just put that in and I can just whack it with the hammer. And yeah, if you're not comfortable and not confident, I would put some cloth, so if your hammer slips you're not going to damage your lever, but just within a couple taps, that comes out, and then you can remove that bit and that comes away. Just make sure obviously you're not going to lose these springs and they're not going to come out. And the next thing we will do is just to put that back in. Again, you can hold with your thumb that bit, push it back on, and then the one thing you need to remember, you always start from the outside, because obviously you want that hole to be visible on the inside. And just say 2 seconds. Make sure obviously that goes back in. And then you just press that like that. Maybe I need to use a hammer after all. But you can just it's quite awkward doing it on camera, but I'm sure if I get some cloth, yeah, with cloth I can push it, because otherwise that bites into my, as you can see, into my hand. But then that's too low. Trying to hammer it in. Yeah, that works like a magic. Maybe. Yeah, and then just unscrew that, and job's done. Literally seconds. And yeah, I think that's brilliant. The good news is that is made of titanium, so you got installation tool. That bit is lighter, so even when you're going to replace your lever or something, you're gonna also upgrade your shifter to something lighter than even Durace. So in a package you get installation tool, and that's really important, only one axle. So, but I'm gonna put the link in the description. You have to buy a second one, which comes obviously with only 2 axles. For me, it cost me about £10, £9.80 or something like that. I'm going to put link in the description. I bought this on AliExpress. I paid with my own money. That wasn't sent to me. This is not sponsored. But I found that's really useful. So you don't have to play with making your own tools, and that works really well, as you can see. The positive bit is that is standard 105 Ultegra pin, and it weighs 3.72. Then we have a Durace, which I can see is solid on both sides. That is 219. And finally, a titanium Risk one is 193. So as you can see, you not only make your life easier, but also you're making your shifter lighter. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, do let me know. And stay safe and ride Di2.